Bants and Bants. Bants and Bants.
All systems go.
Bants and Bants.
Defiance.
Bants and Bants.
This rebel has a cause.
Bombs and Bants.
We begin as wanderers, and we are wanderers still.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 64th live edition of Bombs and Bants and Wednesday Rants. As always, I'm your dedicated and humble host, John Wilder, coming to you from an undisclosed location hidden deep beneath the surface of the earth. With me, as always, is Mark.
Hey there.
And the missus.
She's dead.
Oh, play your bell.
Not exactly. I just don't have a voice. So I have to communicate via bell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can be a bell tonight. Mark, how's your week been, buddy?
Not bad. So
Well,
definitely, I still have my voice at least.
At least I have my voice.
I feel attacked by that.
All right. A voice is just a social construct. Okay, let's calm down. So the missus, how about your week?
I think it's kind of playing how my week has been.
I think the bell would be better at this point.
You think so? It
So-
sounds
so-
so
so-
happy, though.
So last week, for bringing everyone back into the missus was very sick, and so I drug her downstairs and I said, "You will be doing the podcast," because she presses those amazing buttons that make it all go, and so she did, and I thought she did a great job. So good, good job to missus. And so it's a beautiful day. Anything to add before we kick on off, Mark?
No. Sorry.
Okay. Well, of course, who is Bombs and Bants' favorite person besides me? Mark?
Kamala Harris.
Nope. Elon Musk.
Oh, okay.
Elon Musk has been ruffling.
Favorite is in like as opposed to favorite is in pick on. Favorite person
Yes.
to pick on.
Yes.
Okay.
So Elon Musk has been rustling the jimmies of many a lefty. And so not the least of which is masshole Senator Elizabeth Pocahontas Warren, who complained to Stephen Colbert back in November that it just isn't fair that the guy who owns the company gets to make the rules.
Somebody is going to make the decisions about what we see on Twitter, right? It can be made out in the open. It could be made in public. It could be made by a commission. We could decide to do that. We can make the rules posted and out there for anybody to see. Or it could be made by one billionaire in a very dark room based on whatever is running around in the middle of his head. Me, I think those decisions ought to be made out in the open. I don't think any billionaire ought to be the one who has that kind of power to decide how Americans, how people around the world get a chance to talk to each other. So I got a real problem with him.
Me think white
Yeah.
woman not understand capitalism, Mark.
Oh, she's her problem is that Musk is the wrong type of billionaire to make those decisions.
Well, she was fine when Jack was doing it, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. So, the funny part about all this too is, Musk isn't a conservative in most any way you could define the term. He's a
No,
liberal,
he's not.
but he has principles, and that's really what bothers the liberals is that Musk has some principles that he's following. So,
That is scary to them. So, I'll just note that I'm more American Indian than Elizabeth Warren is, and I'm much more Navy SEAL than she is. So, we got that. Your comments, the missus? We need to get you a wheelchair. Oh, all right. As President Biden made his way to Arizona yesterday, Fox News' Peter Ducey managed to shout him a question as to whether or not he should be visiting the border, since he'll already be in a border state. Here was the president's. I'm sorry. Here was Joe Biden's answer.
The border, because there's a more important thing going on. They're going to invest billions of dollars in a new enterprise.
In case you didn't hear that, what he said was, there are more important things going on.
Mm-hmm. And the president was clear that his top priority, and this is from a White House briefing. Good heavens, briefing. The president was clear that his top priority is investing in the American economy and in American communities, outcompeting China and bringing back American jobs from overseas. In fact, as Fox News' own analysis shown, the economy is the top issue for most Americans, the statement said. If anyone believes that it shouldn't be the president's top priority too, they should say that out loud. Of course, the president is also taking action to secure our border and build a fair, orderly, and humane immigration system. He secured more funding than all of his predecessors to support the men and women. I can't even read anymore because it's just it's eroding my brain. Yes. So, Mark, do you think he was ducking the fact that the American border is more porous than Kamala's bedroom door?
Yeah, I mean, not that he feels any embarrassment or regrets over it, but just that
Neither does Kamala. Neither does Kamala.
he just wants to make sure that the American public has caught on to what's happening. But yeah, I don't know. As for me, I frankly I don't want a fair immigration system. I want a frickin' wall with automated machine guns.
So again, it's the everything we want about immigration is the opposite of Kamala Harris's sex life. Kamala, let everyone in. And the immigration policy we want, no one comes in.
Joe Biden. Joe Biden.
All right. We do have a commercial. So the missus, waiting for your ding.
It's Christmas time, and you know what that means. Time for the woman in your life to switch on the Hallmark Channel for yet another movie about the plucky big city executive who moves to a small town in Vermont and falls in love with the small town sheriff, just in time for both of them to learn the true meaning of Christmas. Aww. But this year, there's a little something in it for you on the all-new Hallman Channel, the holiday channel with heartwarming holiday movies for men. On the Hallman Channel, you'll enjoy holiday-themed movies like this one. Get to the chopper.
This is Sparta!
It's time to kick ass and chew bubble gum. I'm all out of gum.
Hey, terrorists, terrorize this. The name of the movie doesn't really matter. You know you want to watch it. The Hallman Channel. Look for it in your on-screen guide.
I'm sold. I just want to watch that movie for the rest of my life, Mark.
Yeah, I definitely pay for that.
So actually, I watched a movie last night. I was not feeling very well, but so I was putting the post back up. I ended up watching a movie called The Siberian Sniper. It was a World War II movie put out by Russia in 2021. And I thought it was very fascinating because in the very first 3 minutes of the movie, this Siberian sniper shot down a Messerschmitt 109 with one round.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Again.
Too bad they didn't have them in Finland.
Well, okay. Yeah. Well, you know my favorite joke about the war between Finland and Russia. There was a Russian brigade, and they were just on the backside of a hill, and they sent over a platoon, and the platoon came back, and well, they didn't come back actually, and a Finnish guy yelled out, "Hey, you can send more people over. It's just me." And so they sent two more platoons, and one of the guys from the platoon survived and came back. He's lying. There are two of them.
Wow.
Okay. Let's turn to something more fun. Well, we can't turn to more fun than Finland versus beating Russia. And for that, we go to the beaches of the Netherlands, where we find the Dutch physicist Tarn Theo Jans. That's Swedish. What am I doing? There's a Dutch physicist turned artist, Theo Jansen. Jansen creates sculptures of PVC pipe and then takes them to the beach where they scurry along, powered only by the wind. These strandbeests, a term that means beach beast, strand means beach, have been a lifelong pursuit for Johnson, who first considered how to put them together around 60 years ago. He's been building these large versions since 1990. Do you have yes, you have video of those beautiful things just wandering along the beach?
That's pretty cool.
So, Mark, why have we been wasting our lives? We could have been making strand beasts. Hey, wait a minute. That's a bantha. All right. Also, there's a Bigfoot sighting by some boaters in Ontario. They captured it on video. The missus?
I do actually have the video of this. Yes, here it is. So the important part is on the right side of your screen. Shut up.
I'm shutting up.
I also have stills too. Did you see him?
No.
No.
Okay. Boys, pay attention.
Yes, I saw it.
Okay, you saw it?
Mm-hmm.
So I also have some stills. Zoomed in.
Bring up those stills, the missus.
Okay, there's the first one. And these are just kind of all images of the creature as it walks across that little clearing. I think that's one of the best shots of it right there.
So, Mark, your thought?
So I've got a really small screen, so I can't see it very well. I mean, it sort of looks like Trudeau, but I'm not sure.
See, honestly, to me, I thought it looked like my dad scurrying back to the bedroom from the bathroom when he'd forgotten to take a clean pair of underwear after his shower.
That's you? Yep. It's you, me, and your mom. You were 6 months old.
Oh, man. My dad is Bigfoot?
Yep.
Could my life get any worse?
Well, it could be Kamala. Okay. Also, there's been... Oh, wait. No, that's the last one I did. For more goofing off, did you know there is a website that you can go and launch an asteroid in any place on the world? Well, do it now. It's at neal.fun. That's NEAL.fun. And you can choose the size, material, and speed and angle of your asteroid.
So here's a screen cap that I did of it. And I chose New Mexico, Tucumcari. Tucumcari knows what it did. And you can choose the what your asteroid's made of, how big it is, how fast it's going, and the impact angle. It's really kind of cool. And then you just push the button and it blows everything up. And then it tells you, it gives you lots of cool little info about the damage that's been done.
Well, press the button and quit talking, for heaven's sakes. Oh, there we go. And there's the crater, a 13-mile away crater where Tucumcari used to be. Oh, how long will it take to
Now,
build?
now, do Washington D.C.
Well, see, I put the link in the description of tonight's podcast, so you can go and find that and throw some rocks of your own and enjoy that.
Okay.
I think I have to stop talking now.
Yep, it's good, clean holiday fun. So, like the missus said, link is in the description. All right.
Goodbye, Tucum Carrie.
Good. All right. All right. So let's turn to something. Oh, wait. I'm sure. Okay. President Trump has thrown his hat into the ring for 2024. But what about Ted Theodore Cruz? A website from 2016 suggests he might be running for human president. And you had something for that, the missus?
You have to look at your screen. Hey, my voice kind of came back there.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
This actually went online in 2016 when Ted Cruz was running for president, and it's kind of hilarious. And actually, for a while, it got many more hits than Ted Cruz's actual presidential candidate websites. So I think that's kind of hilarious.
Who's president of the United States in 1985? Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan, the actor.
There we go.
I like the everyman interviews. Ted Cruz is only one being and not several.
Mm-hmm.
I have seen many people, and Ted Cruz is one of them. First name,
Mm-hmm.
last name.
Mm-hmm. And the first guy was Guy Manderson. All right, and so we're doing a first here. This is an advice column. So people might ask for advice.
Hang on, music. There we go. Continue.
So the first missive is this.
Dear John Wilder, my whole family is coming over for the holidays. The problem is that I hate them all. How do I handle this in the most polite way? Signed, Anxious in Anaheim.
Well, step one, prep the turkey. Unwrap a plastic around your turkey and sink over the sink to ensure that any juices will run down the drain. Remove the pack of giblets from the cavity of the bird and save them for gravy or stuffing. Next, use paper towels to pat dry the bird inside and out. And step two, grow a pair. Knock it off. Oh, sorry. Mark, do you have anything to add to that?
Oh, I think when this person says, I hate you to all of them, then he needs to follow it up with, thank you.
Or a lot of wine and then pistols at dawn. All right. Question number 2 for our advice column.
Dear John Wilder, I have an unusual problem. Last year, my father died at Christmas dinner. Literally died. Needless to say, this put a bit of a damper on our family holiday. But this year, we are all looking forward to getting together again at my brother's house. The issue is, it was at his house where Dad died. And my brother is a taxidermist. He stuffed Dad and has him standing in the corner of the dining room, hands out, like a coat rack. This makes me uncomfortable and I am unsure how to broach the subject with my broth. Signed, Stuffed in St. Louis.
And stuffed in St. Louis, your father's not dead, he's just differently alive. Duh. I'm sure he identifies as alive, even though his pronouns are was and were. So is he dad, or is he a werewolf? I think you need to understand that his final sacrifice was to hold your coats onto eternity securely. So why are you being so selfish? Mark?
Is he really there to hold the coats, or is he just putting his hand out to shake those?
Oh, it's a because if hands are out, how can they hold nuclear weapons or something? Right. Okay.
And hugs. Hugs.
Hugs. So this may be the last advice column, but it's also the first. So you were here for that. All right.
Do you see how well you walked that song right up to the post? Why can't you ever do that on the closing theme for our podcast? That's all I have to say.
I don't want to.
Oh,
okay.
That makes sense.
Okay. All right. It's time for Think Real Fast. And since the missus actually can't talk, that would be you and me, Mark. So, Mark, Herschel Walker lost. Will he go running back home in tears? Running back?
Come on, man.
No, I think he'll be crawling.
All right. Yeah, I got to go more than that, Mark. More than that. So,
More than that, I don't know.
So I'd walk on you to have a coup in Peru. But so apparently the president of Peru, apparently they have one of those, not a king or a warlord, decided that he didn't want to be unprecedented, and so had a coup. But it's Peru, so who really cares? Anyone name a single famous Peruvian without looking on the internet? I'm waiting.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I can't think of anyone.
So, but here's my thought. I'm betting that Kanye is behind this. I think this is part of his plan to take over the world.
Wrong.
Oh, well, if I'm wrong, the missus, speak on up with your crackety little voice.
Well, I mean, it's just coup season down there.
Mark makes a good point.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
You know, it's an opportunity for families to go out, set up around the airport, watch some soldiers shoot at each other, and have a picnic.
It's coup season. Okay. Well, speaking of coup season, AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, is under a congressional ethics investigation, which means that she killed 3 children, allegedly, and then deducted them on her taxes, allegedly. What does a congressperson have to do to come under an ethics investigation nowadays, Mark?
It's probably nothing to worry about.
So what's she under investigation again? What about
They didn't say what it was for, but my bet was that she allegedly killed children and then allegedly deducted them on her taxes.
That wouldn't violate any ethics rules, I don't believe, with Congress.
Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha. You
ethics
are
violations. I don't know. I guess she must have said something that would have reflected ill on Democrats.
The missus.
Maybe she said that Pelosi's husband was gay.
Are you saying that she caught him holding his caught him holding his hammer? Couldn't resist that one. The missus.
Massive cannibalism.
Ooh, AOC. Can't spell cannibalism without a massive AOC. I'll stop there. All right. A hospital has denied a kidney transplant to a 14-year-old girl. The reason? She has no clot shot, plus already had the Rona. Mark, is this fair, or is that girl just a little whiny, snot-nosed? Well, you carry on.
Well, obviously it's not fair. I mean, it's just their way of punishing people that won't go along with their own, their I don't know what to call it, the propaganda, the narrative, whatever.
Unrelated. Canada notes that medically assisted deaths could save millions in healthcare spending. This is not a repeat from Soylent Green. I said unrelated, but are these stories related?
Nah, it's probably nothing.
Mark?
Yeah, no, well, I think they're unrelated. I mean, in the U.S., the hospitals don't really have that much incentive to try to save money as long as the health insurer is going to pay for it. Whereas in Canada, of course, got they don't have the deep pockets necessarily to go after. So, yeah, and I can see in Canada the reason why they want to do that because it's often, it's expensive. I mean, like that vet that wanted a chairlift, go kill yourself. That's that's the future of healthcare.
Yep.
We should be looking forward to it.
Yes, embracing the cold clutches of death. So
that's right. Got a hangnail? Holy crap! Hangnail? That's gonna be cheaper to blow your head off with a 44 Magnum than to work on that.
But I recall seeing the story, but it might have been a dream or it might have been something from another life. But I recall reading a story about a gentleman who applied for medically assisted suicide in Canada and was turned down because he wasn't vaccinated.
Come on, man.
I know, right? So
no, actually, that makes perfect sense because if you don't you're not entitled to medical care unless you've been vaccinated.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna take this a step further. This wasn't in my notes, but it was a story I read today. This is actually from 2019, though, so this is several years in the past. There are several Canadian doctors that want to make medically assisted suicide the technique by being vivisection and organ removal. Okay, so they want you not just to die, but to die while donating your organs, and the cause of death will then be removing your heart from your body.
I represent science.
I think I saw this as an Indiana Jones movie combined with Soylent Green, but again, that might have been a fever dream.
No. It's the meaning of life. Remember that guy?
Yes.
The organ donor. I still need that. As they're removing his liver.
Yes, indeed. Liver Donors Inc. All right, Mark.
Well, again, if the thought is to cut down costs, it makes perfect sense because then they don't have to pay an anesthesiologist.
Well, yes, because who's going to complain, right? We'll complain about this one. We'll save money on the morphine.
Oh, no one's going to complain because then they'll be the next one on the table.
Is it just me, or are we living, or are the Canadians living in the dystopia that my parents always warned us about?
Probably, but you know what? They voted for it.
Well, they did vote for it. Okay. So the Swiss. The Swiss are the neutrons of the world. They are not allowing folks to charge electric cars in the winter. How shocking. It's shocking. Electric cars, shocking. Gosh, I need a live audience for this. Okay, so the reason for which is they need their electric generating capacity to heat the Swiss people. So they're saying to people who own internal combustion engines to keep them running. Should the Swiss be attacked for climate change heresy? The missus.
How dare you?
Perfect. Mark.
Yes, I think they should be. If they're cold, a few nuclear bombs will improve their situation dramatically.
See, my thought is this. I'd love to see the French attack the Swiss. Just would love to see that.
Now, no one's going to attack them because where are they going to squirrel away all of their money they've absconded with?
And noting this, well, I'm sure the Swiss already own all the weapons that we sent over to Ukraine, but that's a later story. So Capri Sun, Mark, favorite flavor?
I thought there was only orange.
Wrong, punch.
No, I don't have there's no favorite flavor.
No, it's punch. It's punch. You're wrong. All right, England. England. We're taking you to the sunny shores of England. Oh,
There's no
yes.
such thing.
Yes. Okay. So energy prices there are through the roof. That's a horrible thing. That, in fact, one particular restaurant, its energy bill for 1 month back in October was as much as they normally paid for energy throughout the year. So this lady who owned this lady, Ivan, it turns off her lights and turns down the heater, because that's what you do when you want to save money. The result was she cut her electricity bill in half while the prices were still going up. What does the utility do, Mark?
Have her arrested?
They sent out investigators to see if she has a license to do that. Okay. They literally sent out people to investigate how she was saving money because they thought she was, she's tricking us. And did she deserve that?
Yes. She wasn't supporting she wasn't being a good comrade.
And she had dreads and a nose ring, so you know what? I think you're right, Mark. She gets what she deserves.
It's funny you mentioned this because I just read recently of one of the utility companies. They're complaining that there were people that had power meters that weren't connected to the internet, so they couldn't monitor what these people were doing, and they were very concerned that they had people with these unconnected meters that were turning off their power.
Mm-hmm.
That was their concern. That was their concern.
And I also believe that she didn't have a money-saving license, and she didn't have a not-to-be-poor license. So she just didn't have proper licenses for that.
Hey, you know what? If they're going to live in a communist country, they've got to learn how to be communist.
Man, that's harsh, but it's true. It was 40 years ago today. Lennon was shot and he stopped to play. Oh, yeah. 40 years ago today, John Lennon was shot. Now listen to me. Hear me out. John F. Kennedy and John Lennon. If you don't want your kid assassinated, don't name them after an airport. Mark, is that true advice?
Was Lennon named after an airport?
Well, there's John Lennon Airport in Liverpool, isn't there? John F. Kennedy Airport? Yeah, there is. There is. I looked it up.
No, you're wrong. No, I think that's good advice.
So, all right, everyone out there, this may be a lifesaver for your children. Do not name them after an airport, like John F. Kennedy and John Lennon. All right. The Time Man of the Year. They call it Person of the Year, but I'll give Zelensky a break. The Time Man of the Year is Volodymyr Zelensky. Mark, how much do you think he'll charge the United States for that?
$1 billion.
No, that's like Tuesday. This is how much money have we sent to Ukraine? It's like all the money.
I know, but it's just Time magazine. Does anyone read it anymore?
I'm not sure anyone who takes time can read. Oh, ouch. So Zelensky, proving that he is the bastion of liberalism and wonderfulness, just outlawed the Ukrainian church. Just outlawed the Orthodox Ukrainian church. outlawed. That would be like making Catholicism illegal during World War One
Well,
because of Italy. Okay.
He is Jewish.
That's probably nothing.
Wasn't gonna go there.
I'm just saying.
Oh my. We'll talk about this in the after party. All right.
Well, do you think if he was Orthodox, if he was a member of the Ukrainian church, that he would have outlawed it?
Oh my. Tara Brayton notes, how has he not had a cocaine overdose yet? I remain hopeful, however.
Hey, you know what they say, go ski Ukraine because the powder's deep.
Oh my. Yeah. Well, we could talk about Ukraine all night, but let's continue slightly with this. There's a big natural gas pipeline to China that just finished up from Russia. Nothing to see here, but Mark, is it time to learn Mandarin?
No.
I agree. There are more Chinese people in the world today than there are native European stock, including those in America and Canada and New Zealand and Australia. Oh, I think we just got pulled. Still there, Mark?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just saying, if YouTube has sent out the assassination teams yet. All right. So,
hey, it's being broadcast from your house, not mine.
What happened 71 years ago today?
FBI, open up!
No, that's today. What happened 71 years ago today, Mark?
The Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor.
I'm sorry, that was the Germans. I don't know where you get your history from. I get mine from Animal House. But I recall in years past hearing about Pearl Harbor on Pearl Harbor Day, and this year nothing, not a bit.
That's what I found.
What's that?
That's what I found. I hit all the major networks this morning on their websites to see if they had any stories whatsoever mentioning Pearl Harbor. Nothing.
So we have determined that it takes exactly 70 years for the most infamous sneak attack in history to be entirely forgotten.
Well,
like President Biden would say, there's more important things.
There's more important things than people pouring over the border by the millions. I actually have been keeping track of the border statistics on my website, and it turns out like we are getting 10 times the record number of illegal aliens crossing the border. Oh, wait, we shouldn't talk about that. Never mind. So that was that was the end of my think real fast stories that I had. Mark, did you have any adders for that?
I don't think so. I think I touched on the couple that really struck me already. So, but yeah, no, I thought it was interesting though. I mean, it was bizarre to me that there was absolutely no mention of Pearl Harbor as I went around to all these different websites.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess we're a nation of immigrants, and it's not important to the ones that have come in since World War II, apparently.
You stop being horrible about wanting the heritage of, Paul Wilder went and had a European vacation between 42 and 45. So, there was no work involved, nothing difficult. The missus, do you have anything to add there?
No, probably not.
Probably not.
I should probably just remain quiet.
Yeah, because you said, yeah, and letting everyone know so that no one thinks that I chained her to the chair. She feels kind of better today, don't you?
I really don't feel terrible. Yeah.
You just sound like you've been gargling broken
I know.
glass and then gargling broken glass and falling up with shots of gasoline.
Well, it's this medicine that I'm taking that has made me feel better. And I'm reading on the internet, and it might be a while before my voice comes back because it's not my throat. It's my actual vocal cords.
Oh, good. Yeah. Elephant rides and pantyhose for everyone.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, on that note, we should probably head towards wherever we're going. And thank you everyone for showing up here tonight on Bombs and Bants and Wednesday Rants. We'll be back next week, and where the missus may or may not be able to talk. And Mark will probably tell us more about his obsession with the TV show Mr. Robot. I'm John Wilder.
And this is Mark.
Oh, and she's the missus.
Y'all come back now.
All right. Nighters, everyone. Take care.